What kind of ongoing support is necessary for young people who have survived mass shootings?
Yeah, so long-term outcomes for survivors of shootings are really improved with community connections and continuing access to mental health treatment. So, and empowering them with, particularly with student and community efforts. And in the short term, we know that medications help very much with anxiety reduction, and PTSD is a form of anxiety. We know that there are skills that can be given, and you know, mechanisms in addition to medication that will continue to reinforce thinking and writing and talking about the traumas that they've gone through.
Sydney Aiello's mom, the 19-year-old young woman, survivor of the massacre who just took her own life last weekend, she said she suffered from PTSD and from survivor's guilt. What does that mean, and what did you find when you went to Parkland and talking to students and family members?
Well, I originally went to Parkland to work with the community to help them start to figure out how to identify and put the Columbia Protocol in people's hands. But what we know is that survival guilt has long been connected to PTSD after lots of traumatic incidents like Holocaust, combat survivors. You know, and we know that, again, when you add that on top of a baseline mental health issue like depression or anxiety, the risk just goes up even farther. And people don't know how to deal with the distorted beliefs that they have from the PTSD. You know, perceived responsibility, they could have done something, you know, et cetera. So we really need to get at, you know, helping give them the tools to address the trauma that they're dealing with, probably on top of other anxieties and depression after these terrible incidents.
And what is the medical community, in your view, not doing? And I would include in the medical community the insurance companies that have a lot to say over what kind of treatment people get in terms of dealing with these mental health issues.
I think one of the most important things that we're dealing with as a society and the medical community, the biggest barrier to effective treatment is stigma. You know that since we have antidepressants, for example, the suicide rate has dropped dramatically across the world, across ages, reversing a trend prior to their introduction. However, 50 to 75% of people who need those medications do not get them, because of stigma and people not wanting to access treatment because they don't think of this like any other medical illness.